It's the Pod and the City Weekly Roundup. I'm John.
And I'm Amanda. Drag Race is nailing it this week by bringing in Ariana and Cynthia as guests and reminding us why we will always love our vintage queens, mama. Remember when Drag Race used to be good?
For good. Wicked for good. Sabrina Carpenter's new album cover sent the internet into a tizzy. Is she a feminist icon, a product of the patriarchy, or is she just looking for attention?
And Jax and Schwartz appeared on Watch What Happens Live last night, and we learned where the straight men fall short on holding each other accountable, the gays will get the job done, mama.
Yes, God. All that and so much more on this week's episode of the Pod in the City Weekly Roundup.
Hi.
Hey, guys.
Hey.
What's up? Oh, I thought that cat was getting adopted.
Well, that's my big news right at the top. Guess what?
What?
The cat is adopted by me.
What?
I'm keeping him. He's biting me. I'm keeping him.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So you guys all need to help me think of a name. It needs to be a first and last name, and it needs to be some kind of reality. No, not real, like a TV show.
Hey, Diaz, baby.
Hey, Diaz is so done. Done. Put the kitty just outside of the room because there's a dog in here. But go ahead. Can you do some housekeeping? Run through it, baby.
Okay, that just got me so excited about Che Diaz, the new cat. I love it. Anyway, hi guys. It's Pod in the City. It's the Weekly Roundup. We're live every Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Woo!
Thank you to all of our hardcore lovers here, all of our friends out there. Julie, hey Carol, hey Bree, hey Florida Stanley, hey Rebecca, hey Wicked Witch of the West, hey Karen, not a Karen, hey Heather.
All our friends are here.
You guys, hey Jay Schwartz.
What a morning.
Anyway,
yeah, we got a great show. Really quickly, let me give you a couple of things of what we're doing today, shall we?
Yeah.
We're talking about Jax and Schwartz. Jax really is just a new level. We got a whole bunch of Broadway news. We got Spaceballs 2. John saw a movie, a Pixar, I think. All Stars 2. Traitors 4 cast reveal. So much stuff, so stick around.
There is a ton of stuff, actually. So first of all, though, guys, hit subscribe, hit like. You know what also helps is share. You might have one friend who's willing to listen to this. Give it a try. But, you know, some people aren't liking it.
Why don't you take us through the week?
Here's our week. All right. You know, on Monday, we dropped our Patreon episode. This week, it was actually Girls, where I learned the unfortunate news that there are 40 episodes left of the series.
I was thrilled. It's pretty funny.
Anyway, it's Girls Season 2, Episode 8. It's back. No. And then also on Monday, we released for our Patreon members over at patreon.com/podinthecity. Hey, Jody. We released early our And Just Like That episode, Carrie, Go Lightly. And then on Tuesday, though, The Real People. You know what I think I need to make is like a calendar of the week.
That's a great idea. Why don't we just do that? You do that. Done.
Oh, boy. Anyway, today we're live. Friday, we're live again at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for episode 4. And you know what? I just want to preview what you guys are in for this riveting new episode of And Just Like That. Carrie fishing barefoot next to a river with a child wearing a Little House on the Prairie dress, and then also going and playing VR. We'll talk about it.
It's going to be zany.
But we're there live, same time as this. So come check it out.
Yeah, by the way, to remind everyone really quickly, it is because it's June, just because it's June. Yay. All right.
Just keep it going all month, all year, in fact, baby. Let's just start off at the top. This isn't very gay, but Oh wait, we didn't play our song.
Yeah, I know.
God.
We got so much media.
What a
You
hot
got
mess
it?
here.
You want me to do it?
Yeah.
All right, here it is. It's Hot Topics, baby.
Get it while it's hot.
Topics. I feel like I'm kind of giving today, like I'm a military, like I'm in basic training in the military. Like,
Oh, you do kind of look like that.
anyway. Okay. Hi, thanks, Rebecca. I agree. You know, the show is pretty bad.
That first episode was like a
Holly.
bait and switch, wasn't it?
The
It was,
first
like, good.
episode was like mildly okay.
It was like the
and
first
then
episode love bombed us, and now they're showing their real colors.
I think maybe it was Rosie that tricked us.
Yeah, it worked. It sure worked.
Y'all, anyway, stick in. I'm fingers crossed that Carrie's gonna break up with Aiden by episode 5.
Wicked Witch of the West wants to know if we're in the end, just like that Reddit. Baby, I don't go on Reddit because it's scary.
Reddit scares me.
Yeah.
One time I saw our podcast in Reddit under like the Sex and the City Reddit, and then there were comments under it that were like not things I need to read.
Oh, you don't, and you guys don't need to tell us about those either. We're kind of aware of what the general consensus probably is. Yeah. Oh, also really quickly, guys, still throw out names for the kitten, but I think I think Shay Diaz really is. I think that wins, but still throw out names for the that's a good boy. Yeah, I mean that really is perfect. Jody was sending me a whole bunch of very inappropriate names that I could never actually admit to.
Or like JonBenet Ramsey or something.
Oh, that's a good one, but this is a boy, John. Otherwise, I'd go with it. Okay, but tell us about Sabrina Carpenter.
Okay, so here's her new album cover, guys.
Yeah.
People are up in arms. The album is called Man's Best Friend. I don't know if people are up in arms. Actually, I don't know. I think what I've seen more than anything are people being like, you guys just don't get it. It's like, it's a parody or it's satire or something.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen the cover, it's her on her hands and knees next to someone in a suit. People are also thinking that maybe they're gonna zoom out and it's gonna be her in the suit, like holding her own hair.
That's a good idea.
That would make it somewhat that would at least make it minorly satirical. At this moment, it's just kind of, in my mind, not seeing the satire part. I also don't think her music is it female empowerment?
You know what my thoughts are? I agree with whichever TikTok person that I'm watching talk about it at that exact moment. I'm like, oh yeah, yes, that's my opinion too. So I'll go back and forth.
Hey, Gabrielle.
Okay. Next.
So what do you guys think? Let us know. People are saying they don't like it.
I don't love it. It also just looks awkward. It looks I feel like it could have been posed more naturally or something.
It could have been posed a little more like sexually, or like not sexually, but like sexy. I don't know. I feel like I don't like it personally. And especially, I don't think it's what we need, right? Do we
Right.
is this helping?
Edith says, love that Amanda could easily be recruited into a cult. Oh my God, yes.
She is very convincing. You can convince her of nearly anything.
Yeah, but I'm pretty good at manipulating other people too. John knows.
Anyway,
okay, what's next?
people are saying you guys don't like it. Personally, I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't.
I think I'm like, do we need this right now? Like when women's everything are like at stake, like, do we need to show any type of subservientness?
I don't think it really says fuck you to the patriarchy, or I just don't get it. But that's not what I'm getting from it.
Don't say that you don't get it, because that has been driving me crazy. That drives me crazy about everything, is that people like, that is one of the immediate arguments of almost anything online, is there will be comments of people like, you guys just don't get it.
Oh yeah.
I'm old enough to like.
Oh, can I talk about Sabrina Carpenter really quickly?
Like 24.
I was watching a TikTok came up yesterday on the original girl that played Katie on Broadway and Mean Girls singing "Stupid with Love," which is a great song. I think there's all these octave jumps in it. And then the next video was Sabrina Carpenter singing it, like the audio, and she was like amazing it was like so easy and effortless for her. She's super talented. I think Sabrina Carpenter is very talented.
She is. I'm not saying she's not.
Oh no, I didn't think you
were. I just don't want to listen to the arguments online of people being like, oh my God, this is like totally female empowerment. She's taking it back. Like,
okay.
This is not like, no. And I don't care if you're young. I feel like that's mostly young people saying that. And it's like, once you've lived life a little bit more, trust me, and I'm not saying I've lived that much life, but, I'm nearly 40. You kind of recognize that, like, this has been done before, and it's kind of helped get us where we are now. It has not helped get us away from that. And even if you zoom out and it's you, okay, that still doesn't make sense because your album's called Man's Best Friend.
Yeah, it's triggering. But here's something that is actually pretty empowering for everyone. Let's talk about Drag Race, shall we?
Yeah, baby.
All right.
Heather or Jody, I agree. Have the man on his knees, and Heather.
Yeah. Jody's
Drag Race started. What is it called? Bracket 3. With Alyssa Hunter, Ginger Minj, Acid Betty, Diabetti, Denali, and Cuckoo Cynthia Lee Fontaine. All right. I'm just going to say it. I understand that I'm not a Ginger hater. I like Ginger. I, in fact, think she is very talented. I think she's great. What I'm noticing here is that we have kind of stacked it a little bit for her. Just saying, based on the first challenge, guys, is a design challenge. Okay. But, oh, wait, we find out Ginger still, her third time on Drag Race, still can't fucking sew. Oh, so guess what? You know what they've added to this design challenge? They've made it teams. And, and add on, you have to write a comedic script.
Well, I gotta say, every time Ginger is on a season, I'm like, Ginger is back. And then I'm always like, fucking obsessed with this girl.
I'm not saying she's not.
She's so funny.
But like, just like in the last bracket, I think they kind of needled it for some other people a little bit. You don't, dear producers of Drag Race, you don't need to do that. Ginger Minj is talented enough that she can make it to the next thing on her own. Because this week's do you see what the challenge is this week?
No. Singing?
It's like a country music thing.
Okay. So
which is Ginger's, you don't need to stack the deck. We get it.
What do you think of Acid Betty? And Cynthia Lee Fontaine is really funny too. I'm like, these people, Acid Betty's not, she's charismatic. All three of those queens from season 8 are so, I was like, oh, I love season 8 when I was watching this. I might rewatch season 8.
I think they got a bad, I think Acid Betty the first time,
and
got
Thorgy.
A bad, Thorgy is one of my favorite queens.
Every time I see her on an interview, I'm like, and I feel like I can kind of relate to her personality wise, where she's like, not for everyone, but I still would love, she's so funny. Everything she says is funny. Not that I think everything I say is funny, but
I think that Thorgy would have done a lot better if Bob the Drag Queen wasn't on her season. I will acknowledge that. I think though Bob's amazing. So, okay, Drag Race. I'm on board. Great. I'm excited now to see the next thing. Hey, Gabriel.
What do you think of our goals?
I loved them on it.
They weren't as annoying as you kind of set it up to be. Well, you didn't say they were annoying, but you were like, they're definitely on their media tour. But I thought they were very tempered down from last time.
Here are a couple moments that I will point out. Did you watch Untucked?
No, I never do.
Okie dokie. Because first they acknowledge, they try and act like when they first go into the workroom and they're like, oh, the witches will see you now or something like that. They are both wearing very clearly coordinated outfits. No, they're both in these.
Oh yeah.
One's green and one's pink. They're
and they're Chanel kind of
outfits.
Yeah,
and they're like, oh my god, you guys, we're just so in sync that and then Ari's like, yes, we're so in sync that we both we just both wore these and we didn't even know. Like,
whose accent were you doing there?
a combination. Ariana doesn't know her accent either because she goes.
Yeah, no. Oh, I agree with that.
Who is anyway? And then later, they're both wearing these photos, these dresses here that are like both these encrusted balmain dresses, and they're in Untucked, and they're like, "You guys, this is the craziest." I'm only gonna do Cynthia because I can't do Ariana. I can't even do Cynthia either, guys. But and she's like, "This is the craziest thing. We didn't plan these either. You know, earlier we didn't plan those. We didn't plan these either. Like, can you believe it? Like, we're like sisters." It's like, y'all, just do your movie. We think you're great. Just do your movie.
Yeah, just keep teasing us. Please giving us a full countdown month to month on when the movie comes out. Because I'll be there.
Almost rather they walk out and be like, "Do you love our outfits? We picked them together." Like, is that not more?
We need to figure out what we're doing for Wicked too.
Jizzing.
Yeah, I know, but like, we need to like do something special. All right, what's this? The Grammys. Here, John's about to go
okay.
into
Minor little thing. Okay, so guys, if you didn't know, here's our Beyonce moment for today. Beyonce won the Best Country Album at the Grammys this year for Cowboy Carter. Well, guess what? As we saw with the reaction of having, OMG, a black president once, you see how the pendulum swings. Well, the Grammys have now decided.
That's all you get.
The Grammys have decided they must split the country section into two categories, unlike every other.
Traditional and contemporary. Just call it black and white at this point.
Like,
just do that.
What, the old boys down south were upset they didn't win their Grammy this year?
Yeah.
All I'm saying, you guys allegedly won the presidency. Isn't that enough? You defeated one black woman this year. A bit more than the white person. But anyway.
Yeah, that's so dumb. I don't know who thinks that's a good idea, but there you go, babies. There you go.
Seriously. Okay. Guys, let us know thoughts. Both of us as the wizard. Our idea, Rebecca, for
Go. Me and Jody.
Guys, check out our Halloween edition of Weekly Roundup last year.
Yeah.
If you're new here, please go check it out because we are in costume, darling.
There's green paint.
I was Glinda. Amanda was Elphaba. Okay. We thought maybe this year we just switch them and I would be Elphaba and she'd be Glinda. So we'll see.
I think that's the easiest. That would be easier for me because then I don't have to put green all over my body in 17 layers. That sucked.
Well, anyway,
we'll talk about that later.
Check it out.
Fuck you, the Grammys. Let's talk about Traitors.
I'm very excited for Traitors. Let's just go through the people on it and then pause as we care to.
All right, great.
I'm going to start at the bottom because those are the men, and I think the men I care less about than the women.
Well,
first of all, they put Michael Rappaport on here, who's a piece of garbage. Like,
yeah, but he's one of those weird ones where he makes a lot of good. He like hates Trump, so he like would go on all those like horrendous Trump rants. But then he's also a huge piece of shit. He's like a Barstool Sports guy, whatever that guy is with the dog. I feel like they're in the same. Like they're the same, right?
I just think that like. Did we need this? What's really weird about this entire cast to me is there are some people on here who I'm like, you're more famous than this. And then there's some people on here who are like, I don't even know who the hell you are. So it's a
I'm
weird.
I'm excited though for this cast. This will be great.
I'm very excited. Then we have Johnny Weir, love. Great. Yeah. I mean, I'm not saying I tout
he was on a lot of those shows. He was on Masked Singer. He was on Stars on Mars, which I watched because Tom Schwartz was in it.
God.
He went pretty far, Johnny Weir, not Schwartz.
Johnny Weir's a gay, so great.
He's a gay.
Did he stalk Lily Taylor? Ew, he's horrible. What I remember is he had a thing with him and Kenya Moore on Watch What Happens Live. They were on together at the same time, and he said something about her, and she tore his ass up.
He was Phoebe's boyfriend on Friends.
Ew. All right, then this guy.
Okay, sorry.
This guy Eric, who's a singer. He's like a K-pop guy, think is what they
Sure.
said.
Then he's
He's
probably
fine.
more. If he's a K-pop singer, he's probably more famous than like all of these people.
Oh,
like,
probably. He's richer and famous.
Yeah.
Then we have this guy, Ron, who I don't know who that guy is.
He's a comedian, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Comedian, so great. Always great to have a comedian on there.
Mark Ballas from Dancing with the Stars.
All right, great.
We have Steven from like The Hills and
that
OC.
is him from Laguna Beach.
Yeah.
Holy
Not
shit.
the OC, The Hills.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. One Tree Hill actor, right? Laguna Beach, please.
Right. Well, Stephen Coletti, I think is his name. Then we have this other piece of shit, Colton Underwood, who was The Bachelor, then came out as gay, but then
he
we
was also
found out that he
abusive.
stalked and abused a woman.
Yeah.
So
great.
another piece of shit.
All right.
like-
Well, I can't wait.
Oh,
to
Ron
see him again.
fuck Fuchs? Fuchs?
Future's is super funny, Karen says.
Then we have Rob R, who was on Love Island. Is that what that show was?
I don't watch that show. I'm aware of all this shit going on Love Island right now with this Hutta woman at my.
Oh,
I'm not trying to know about it, but I do. Okay,
I've seen
Ian from Big Brother, don't know him. Yam from Survivor, don't know him. This person I'm most excited about, Rob Cisternino, who I've listened to. He might be like one of the podcasters that's been in my ear more
who's that?
as much as Doughboys. Rob has a podcast, but how I found he was on Survivor a couple times, but he recaps all like the CBS, like Big Brother, Survivor, all that.
Oh,
But he
okay.
also for a short period of time had a Seinfeld podcast. So I found him when I was listening to every Seinfeld podcast in the world. And he's great. I love him and he'll be good at this too. You'll like him, I think.
Maybe they'll kick him off early though. That always happens.
No, he like almost won Survivor. I think and then he was on All Stars and almost won.
Then let's do the ladies. All right, Dorinda, lucky for you, you bitched and moaned enough on the reunion and whined about how famous you are and how Bob needed you off because you were so famous.
Well, I'm excited to see her again because I never got to know her. I guess I could just watch Housewives.
I'll be interested to see how she handles her emotions because she's not very good at it. Natalie was on Survivor and she was on The Amazing Race, I think.
Yeah, it says Amazing Race.
She has a twin sister, I think. I remember watching them on Survivor like forever ago. Jody says she's annoying and that Dorinda is embarrassing.
She's embarrassing. Yeah.
Dorinda is embarrassing. Then we have Tiffany from...
God, what does that say?
The Challenge? Oh, The Challenge.
No,
I can tell from the shirt.
It says Big Brother.
Oh. But her shirt says The Challenge. I think she was on both.
Okay, great. Portia, Real Housewives. I think she was on Stars on Mars.
Portia?
Yeah, I think she was on.
She was on she's still on Real Housewives of Atlanta. And I think they said she took someone. I think they said Nene was supposed to be on.
Oh, Rebecca says Monet will get Dorinda off fast. Yeah.
I
it's
hope
so funny that Monet is going on right after Bob, just because they do have a full rivalry.
See, I think they should have had more than one drag queen on.
Yeah, come on.
I think Dorinda's going to go after Monet. I think Dorinda is going to go for Monet at the very first episode.
Who do you think like would be better on a show like this? Like who is more likable universally, Monet or Bob? Because I think Monet's personality is probably more palatable universally than Bob, so she might be able to do better on this.
I think Monet can play stupid a little bit well,
yeah.
Where I think I would like, as much as I wanted Bob on last season, I think Bob is probably, I would want to vote them out very quickly because they're a very aggressive player. I don't think that Monet will be as aggressive.
By the way, this is a terrible picture of Monet. Like if I were Monet, I'd be like, what the fuck?
That's her All-Stars like 7 promo photo.
Oh, she looks really bad. Like it's just a really hideous picture. Okay, who else?
Lisa Rinna.
Wow, I didn't even know that. Okay,
I'm actually excited for Lisa Rinna. Candace Dillard, who was on Potomac, I bet she'll do pretty well unless they kick her off because she's a little crazy. Caroline Stanberry, who's also a Real Housewife, except they've now stopped her show. They basically give this now to housewives that have been fired at this point, it seems. or let go. Mora, who is from Love Island, I guess. This is now a weird one. Donna Kelsey, like Travis Kelce's
like what
mom.
the fuck? Oh, I wanted to say something about Mora. I wanted to say the only Mora that matters to me, Mora Murray. You can move on.
Who the fuck?
Who the fuck is that? Jesus Christ! All right. Anyway, Donna Kelsey, hilarious.
Kristen, Kish. She hosts Top Chef.
Hosts. Oh, is Pat not on there anymore?
No.
Oh, she was annoying.
I'd love to never see any Kelseys again either. They're like, ugh. Tara Lipinski. Now I'm excited because Johnny Weir and Tara Lipinski are like besties, and they do commentary for skating together. And I think, you know, they're just going to be fun. I like them. And you know what? I grew up with the time of Tara Lipinski.
Me too. I bet that Dorinda is going to be a traitor so that she can stick around, so to appease her, to make her stick around more than one episode.
I think that would be too easy for everyone to figure out.
Well, they don't have Tom Sandoval there to get to the bottom of things.
Personally, I would love Dorinda. Don't come for me, please. Don't come for me. But I would love to see her get voted off first again, because that
would actually be funny.
Always fun.
I was talking to like all of my dog clients. Their parents always try to ask me what my podcast is about, and I'm very like, you know, I talk around it. But then I did say like reality, and this one woman was like, you know, I love a lot of trashy stuff, and she's like, I love Love Island, like don't hate me. And I was like, oh yeah, I know what Love Island is because of Ariana. And she's like, oh, I love her. And she goes, I also watched Traitors, and Ariana's ex-boyfriend was on that. And I was like, are you talking about Tom Sandoval? That's like wild to me that like that's how she knows. It's like Ariana's from Love Island's ex-boyfriend was on that. I think she wrote.
I can't watch Love Island.
No, it's too much. It's a lot. But I think it looks like Ariana's doing good on it. So
speaking of something like Love Island and another transfer, I'm going to switch the order slightly here. Sorry, Amanda. Don't hate me. Love Hotel wrapped up this week. And guys, guess what? It wrapped up with a... None of these. Spoiler alert. If anyone hasn't gotten a chance to see the wrap up, the last 30 seconds of the episode, where each of the women chooses a man to go home, to leave the hotel with them. And then they do the typical housewives thing where they put like a photo of the two of them. And then they have like, you know, the words. All right. First, it's like Ashley Darby. Ashley couldn't Ashley realized that Ralph wasn't the right daddy to cure her daddy issues, and their love fizzled after leaving the island. Okay, cool. Shannon and Ralph realized that their love wasn't strong enough to make it past the island. Great. Giselle and whatever her guy who she randomly chose, who appeared in the last week, because guess what, guys? I think Giselle likes women, allegedly. That's just my thought. I don't think Giselle's ever going to find a man because she doesn't. Anyway, hers is like Giselle and whatever his name had planned to see each other in LA. That trip never happened. And then it's like Luann and James still fuck. They've left the island. Even though he lives in Hawaii, they have an open friendship and they'll love each other forever or something like that. So this show was useless and it sucked.
Well, during that, it came out in the comments that the Karen Reed trial, the jury just said they had a verdict, but then they said, never mind. Now, I'm not really following this, but I know that like so many people are. So like my heart goes out to y'all.
I'll tell you, I've only heard of the Karen Reed trial. I have no idea what it's for. I have no idea if they're guilty or I don't know. What is it? Is it a murder trial?
There's too much to explain, but Jody talks about it for like a good stint on every Monday episode. And people in the comments say, this is when Amanda fully dissociates. Because it's like too much. And I'm like, okay. I don't know who any of these people are.
One thing about Love Hotel is after the episode, Watch What Happens Live had Luann and Joel Kim Booster, who was the host, and talked shit about Shannon. They asked him a couple questions, and they were like, what do you think about Phaedra coming back to Real Housewives of Atlanta? And he said, you know, this network's capacity for forgiveness is endless or something, because we famously know that we know that Phaedra like made up a lie about Candy drugging Portia to like
Oh yeah, that's
her.
right. Seems like so long ago.
I mean, like I will say, I mean, we can transition right from there into other shit people that I cannot believe are still on this network. Should we just go? Let's say this.
I don't know if
we
you're
just
going
watch what
to.
happens
Oh, you
live.
want to do this? All right, let's go.
Let's do it.
Yeah. Well, maybe we should talk about the Valley first, because I did watch the Valley. Well, no. Well, let's talk about this. Jax was on Watch What Happens Live. I just it's not up yet on Peacock, but I did see, like, they posted a shit ton of clips, and like it's just to the point. And I'll throw the Valley in with this. He just got out of rehab on the Valley, and it's really just like watching a serial killer. It's like, when you see old footage of serial killers like from before they were found, and you're like, this person, like, it's really, and everyone around Jax, you can tell, is like, I do not want to even fuck with you. Like, they've all lost hope in it. And Andy Cohen is going after, like, Andy Cohen is fully holding him accountable. In the episode, Jax called it my show. Again, the first time he did that, he got fired right after that from Lisa Vanderpump. So I think Andy is like, fuck you. I'm going to have you on Watch What Happens. I'm going to fully decimate you, as Schwartz sits there like he's fucking
looking at the
neutered. Yeah. Just, it's wild. It's a wild watch.
There's this weird thing, not weird, this thing that Jax keeps doing, and I noticed a comment about it, but then you also pick up on it too as he goes along. When he talks about his son, right? He never says Cruz.
His weaponized son.
He's always like, my son, my son, my son, in a way of like, okay, well, honey, it's not all about you. And then he did this thing where he's talking to Zach, who
we want to talk about that
of the episode of the show.
I can't wait to hear what you thought of that.
And Zach is Brittany's best. Well, we also know that Zach moved to LA because Brittany moved there. They grew up in Kentucky together, or they knew each other.
Oh, I didn't know that. Okay, so he's a real one.
He's talking to Jax, and Jax is like, you can't be at my house or something like that. And Zach's like, well, why don't you tell it? Because I can't remember exactly.
I've watched the clip so many times because I want to give Zach so many props, because as much of a bitch as I am and how much I can talk shit, it takes this guy has balls. He just walked into the scene and was like, cheers, and then they just sat, and Jax is going after him in every way he can, and Zach is fully turning it around on him, just sassy. I would be shaking. And Zach is cool as a cucumber, and and Jax is like, I don't want to talk about things that happened 5 years ago, and Zach's like, I'm actually talking about 5 days ago, and he's just coming at him with every single thing.
The thing that freaked me out about that whole thing is where Jax is like, she took my son from me, or she's keeping my son from me. And it's like, your actions are, I mean, of course, we all know this. Your actions are keeping your son from you. And Zach is definitely me. Oh my God. I was going
to ask you, do you think you could do this? That you would be like cool as a cucumber?
I actually think I would probably be meaner than Zach. I actually thought Zach kind of went easy on him. I don't think he really.
I mean, but it's perfect. It's perfect because everything Jax was saying, he's like, he fully just like turned it around. And then in the episode, all his friends are helping him move his shit out of Brittany's house. And he's making comments the whole time like, oh, my wedding, I wish I could get my money back for that. And then on Watch What Happens Live, he's like, my biggest regret is that I didn't end the marriage sooner. And then Andy's like, I would think that your biggest regret should be abusing Brittany for so long. Like, it was wild. And like in the episode, they're all helping him move, and Jax is like, I don't think Brittany even gives a fuck about me. And Schwartz even is like, Brittany's heart is broken, Jax. Like, they're all just, all the men seem like just, they don't know. They're in this state of like, because like, what do? You kind of have to hang out with them for the show.
I liked when Zach said, Jax says something, and the problem is Zach Schwartz is like, Zach says back to, oh my God, Zach says back to Jax. Yeah, well, I'm in therapy for that. Because Jax is like, everyone does that, or everyone does something, and he's like, yeah, but I go to therapy for that.
Yeah, do you?
Um,
Yeah, and he's like that. He's like whatever. He's like those 10 minutes that you're out of your therapy sessions, and he's of your therapy. Like he says that a rehab, and Jax is like, it's a beautiful rehab. It's a real rehab, and Zach's like, I'm sure it's beautiful. I'm sure it's a resort. It's so beautiful. Like he was really coming at him. So I think Jax is probably going to be fired. But I think that Andy was like, fuck you for saying that this is your show. I'm going to have you on. I'm going to embarrass you. Even Schwartz was like, I don't think Jax has changed, but I like to always hold out. I'm holding space for him to change, he said.
ultimately, I would like to see Brittany fired too, because I cannot stand her.
Oh, I
on a
love
personal
Brittany.
level.
I think I would love to be friends with Brittany. She's my kind of like person. I enjoy
I don't
her.
think so, because I watch. This clip is surfacing where you know, if you guys don't know, from Vanderpump and all of that, Brittany and Jax got married. When they originally got married, their original priest to wed them was supposed to be he was like a homophobe.
Yeah, an open homophobe.
Like horrible homophobe, not just like a, oh well, you know, the Bible. No, like a kill all gays type. And they feigned ignorance and acted like it was so ridiculous that people would think that or whatever. And then Tom Sandoval is like, you know, I don't know if I can be a part of your wedding if this is the guy, which that is one time that I believe good for Tom Sandoval.
I think Tom Sandoval is like not a sociopath. Like there are good qualities about.
He's
Tom
a cheating
Sandoval.
piece of shit.
He is, but he's not like evil.
But,
like Jax is an actual sociopath walking around out there.
And then because of Tom Sandoval's reaction, Brittany is like, kick his ass, fuck it. Not fuck him up. I don't know, like, go beat him up, Jax. Like, punch him, knock him the hell out.
Yeah, but that's what we do. That's what us women do with our men.
Is it?
Mad at everyone else around us, and so that we don't have to be mad at our man.
I just think, you know, I would like to not see the Valley at all anymore. I think the show should be canceled.
I actually think it's great that they're showing it though, because I think this is very relatable, and I think it really will help a lot of women that are like, woof, this is actually a lot like my life. So there you go.
I do think though, with Jax and Brittany, a part of me wants to think like, you know, if they weren't on it's a good thing they have the show, because it could be way worse if all this stuff is just behind closed doors. Like
100%
keeping it open. But if they weren't on the show, they probably wouldn't be the people they are now. So like Jax walking around saying his show, whatever.
Yeah.
Speaking of other things, I'm thinking Real Housewives of every franchise is pretty much shitty. Real Housewives of Atlanta is terrible. Now I'm over it. I'm also done, I think, with Beverly Hills. I think I'm done because they announced that Rachel Zoe is going to be on it. Okay.
Oh, right.
I like Rachel Zoe enough, but like really. But there is one franchise keeping things going, and that is Real Housewives of Miami. It premiered this week. And it starts off with like Alexia, like a jump in time. Alexia is getting divorced from her husband.
Okay, she was on Heather McDonald's podcast this past week, and it was actually a good interview. This is why I keep listening to her, because every so often she has a great episode, and this was a good interview.
People think though that they got divorced for tax purposes, possibly, because she's still talking about getting back to like going to possibly be married again. And I'm locked and loaded on Miami. I do not like Larsa. I do not know why. I love Julia enough. Crazy, kooky Julia, who's with Martina Navratilova, who I've heard Martina Navratilova, I think, is pretty much a shitty person, we've now found out. But did they need to adopt 2 children, 2 babies? Y'all are 70. Do we need to adopt 2 babies? I don't care what your resources are. Stop. Real Housewives of Miami ladies would be really good on Love Hotel. You know who would be really good? Adriana. She's one of the kookier ones on here. That's one issue with Love Hotel, is that 3 of the women on there are not, well, actually all 4 are not actually looking for love.
Right. Yeah.
They're not. So put people who actually want to date, and like, I want to see one of the women kiss 8 of the men. That is what we need to see. Put Sonia Morgan on the damn shit. I
Oh
don't
yeah, I
care.
love Tanya.
Like, let her run wild and throw her pussy
Yeah.
around the whole
She can drink
hotel.
whatever she wants.
Guys, I'm locked and loaded for Miami. Nothing so far has really happened, but I think a good part about this franchise is these women actually know each other, they're friends, and they actually spend time together in the off season, which is not the case for some of these other ones. Thank you. Just a dumb little tidbit that I don't know why I saw this. This is, if anyone's watching Below Deck,
I'm not.
all right, Below Deck, the chef Anthony. Below Deck's Chef Anthony's ex-wife is looking to start a family with his uncle. Oh, Aurora's nostril treats Brie. Julia's 52. I see that, but I still think that when you're 52, my feeling still is upheld that you don't need to be having a 2-year-old when you're 52.
I love when you have to read names like Aurora's nostril treats like it's nothing.
What do we think about this? Looking to start a family with his uncle. Like, huh? His ex-wife is going to have a baby with his uncle?
Okay.
Who gives a shit? But anyway. Speaking of Watch What Happens Live and Just Like That, let's do a little And Just Like That moment. Because again, guys, if you're not aware, first of all, hit subscribe, hit like, and share and hit the little bell, because on Friday we're going live too at the exact same time to talk about the new episode of And Just
Sunday
Like
we're
That.
going live too.
I forgot about that. Oh my God, we need to plug that immediately.
Okay.
Guys, this Sunday, we're having Pillow Talk live at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but this one's Patreon exclusive. So you have to be a Patreon member to get the link to go to this. So this is a good time to join Patreon, even if you just join it and then cancel.
It'll be on YouTube. It'll be just like this, but like you have to find it through the Patreon to click on.
Yes, the link will be private and it'll be posted just on our Patreon. And over there, it's just going to be like a shooting the shit with whoever shows up. It's Sunday at night, so get sexy, have a cocktail, or whatever you want. I forgot to mention there's this moment on Watch What Happens Live, which will transition us slightly, where Andy's like, Jax, so how many days have you been sober? And Jax is like, I'm 201 days sober.
I know, it's weird because I feel like I don't know how many days I'm sober either. I would have to really think about it, but there are people that always know what it is. But you either say, oh, I don't keep track, or you know the number. It's not like, round it up.
It does. If you know it's 201, that is on the tip of your tongue. Also.
That's what I mean. For people who track it, you know it every day.
Also,
and Schwartz is just like,
I think I would bet my entire life savings that Jax Taylor has not been sober for 201 days. I mean, not to judge, but let's be real here.
I'm going to judge.
Let's be real. Anyway, Cynthia Nixon was on Watch What Happens Live with Ricky Lake. Ricky Lake got a lower facelift, which that is the one plastic surgery.
Yeah, we were talking about that. And she looks great. She talked about it. She announced it. And I think that's great for her. I think that that's an appropriate use of plastic surgery. I don't think 20-year-olds need to. Agreed.
You guys know how I feel about all that. Cynthia Nixon was on there. And I feel like Cynthia Nixon was giving this feeling to Ricky Lake where it was like, I'm better than you.
I kind of thought that even in this picture, she looks like that a bit.
Her body language is very much like, oh, you're a trashy former star, and I'm like a star. Like I'm on 2 HBO Max series. I think And Just Like That's gonna get canceled.
What's the other one?
The Gilded Age.
Oh, that's right. All right.
They answered a couple questions. It was fine. She did say that her dress looked like the Post-its, and she did reference the Post-it episode. Every interview that I'm seeing, though, with Charlotte, Miranda, and Carrie, or the women who play them, it's insufferable. It is
Yeah, no, it makes them way more unlikable.
It's like, no wonder your show sucks. You have no understanding of what's good and what isn't.
You know who's the most annoying on all of those things is Kristen Davis. I'm like, shh.
She's the most annoying when she's with Sarah Jessica Parker because it's like she has her nose so far up her ass.
She's the one. She's Gretchen Wieners to Regina George.
Seriously, she's like, and it's like that's not funny.
A lot.
And they take all, like, basically anytime they're asked a question about it, anything, it is so deep and introspective and like, oh, you know, they carry, I saw a thing just today where Sarah Jessica Parker is being asked a question and they're like, oh, you know, this outfit in whatever episode, whenever time. And she's like, I really had to fight for Carrie to wear this outfit. You know, they didn't want me to wear this. And they're like, she
says that all the time. She says that about everything. Gabrielle says, I heard the Call Her Daddy interview today. Sarah Jessica Parker is insufferable. Yeah, I was seeing all of the promos for it. And then I followed Call Her Daddy last night in anticipation for this so that I could talk about it today. But it's still subscribers only. And I guess it probably goes free like tomorrow or something.
I'm going to say a controversial opinion.
Yeah.
I hate Call Her Daddy.
Yeah, no, I think a lot of people do. That's why I don't follow. That's why I had to subscribe for that.
Not saying we're great over here, but
we're not.
Check out our Patreon, guys, because we're gonna have a Patreon live. Again, let's refresh. This is what we're gonna talk about on Friday. Little House on the Prairie bullshit, and then carry in 8-inch platform stiletto gladiator heels playing VR.
It's gonna be so funny.
Broadway Minute. This just dropped this morning, guys. Jinkx is going to be playing Mary Todd Lincoln in Oh Mary.
Perfect.
Fantastic.
Oh my God, they are nailing it with the casting of this.
Seriously.
What they had Cole, and then Cole's understudy is that girl that started that We Could See Boop.
Oh,
she
Hannah
started that.
It's Hannah something.
Something.
SOLO.
Everyone loves her. She seems hilarious. And then we had
Betty Gilpin.
Oh yeah.
And then they had Titus Burgess.
Yes, and then Cole came back, and now Jinkx. Oh my God, that's fabulous. Oh God, I love Oh Mary. Oh Mary should never close. They should just keep cycling in like people who wouldn't normally be cast in like leads of a show.
Jinkx was on freaking Good Morning America announcing it. It's like, I love it. I love when like, I mean, I'll shout it from the rooftops. Representation is so important, and to see, and so when we get more, like, she is now being taken seriously. She's not just a drag queen on TV. Like,
oh yeah, she's more than that. She's
an actress, like a Broadway actress.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my God, there's a verdict for Karen Reid, by the way.
Oh gosh. Drum roll, please.
Well, I don't think we've read it yet, though. Well, you guys want to tell us what it is? You want to tell us?
Do we want her to be guilty or not guilty?
No, she isn't guilty.
Okay.
It was complete police like fraud.
Oh,
like the whole system. So that's why it's a retrial now. She did not do it.
Is
like
it
100%.
not guilty, guys?
Yeah. Can somebody let us know? I think we're waiting. Jody says verdict is in. So guys, let us know. Not guilty.
Oh,
we hope. God damn it, Jody. Let's just keep going.
The last 5 years had their understudy performance, which I'm sure was better than their regular performance of Nick Jonas and Adrienne Warren.
Did you see? It was like a full standing ovation, and it was like the hottest ticket in town, which I think is such a funny version of just low-key shade to Nick Jonas from the whole Broadway community. It was on a Monday night. They made it on a night that everyone could go, and it was like standing room only, and they had this huge like standing ovation. Hilarious.
See, last 5 years is a good show.
It is an amazing show.
Enough about that, guys. I'm about to get controversial here, y'all.
Yeah, do you guys know about this? Evita, it opened on the West End. We all knew about Rachel Ziegler singing outside, which is a concept that I love. But if you guys want to see beside Rachel Ziegler there, if anyone's been following our Broadway corner.
Don't forget though, okay, previously, backstory here. Jamie Lloyd had Sunset Boulevard on Broadway this year, and his thing lately has been to like strip shows back. I'm not a full historian on Jamie Lloyd's history, but your most recent show ends with a man in black boxer briefs covered in blood, and you've now done the next one where your leading man ends in black boxer briefs, this time covered in what looks like
paint.
Ice cream, or not ice cream, icing, but I guess it's paint.
And he's Che
Guevara.
I was going to say Che Diaz. Yeah. That's my new cat's name.
Here's the thing too. I saw clips of this and like for most of the show, Rachel Zegler is in like a bra top and a slip skirt.
Yes. Yeah. But it's like it's more like escort looking than Nicole Scherzinger does. Like it's more
she's
sexualized.
Also wearing boots.
Yeah.
It looks very military-ish, but like I think that these people, I think Rachel Zegler is very talented. I'm sure she's wonderful in the role. I just kind of feel like try something different because your immediate, like, you have to realize people are going to be like, okay.
Yeah, the staging is like, it looks like they're on choir risers.
The entire stage is like stairs.
Yeah.
Which is.
It's so deep. We're just not, we don't get it, John. We just don't get it.
Like, I understand the symbolism and all of it. I just think that, like, you don't, I have a feeling that this is going to get, now I'm just only predicting, but I could be totally wrong. This might be lauded as the most amazing thing ever. I believe that the reviews of this are going to tank it and it's going to be called, reductive and the same garbage. He's not garbage, but it's almost going to ruin his other shows for him because they're going to be like, oh, One Trick Pony Jamie Lloyd does Sunset Boulevard X Evita. Like, so change it up maybe.
Agreed.
But I'm all like coming from me, like keep doing your thing, Jamie, because I think you didn't you win the Tony this year? So.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
What the fuck do I know? Speaking of people who don't know anything, Delany Rowe, this girl from TikTok, is dating. What's this guy's name? BJ Novak, creep of the year, century.
People are really up in arms because of the age gap, but it's just that both of them look way older than they are. She's 30 and he's 45. So it's like, fine.
I still do think, though, that if you're 45, you don't need to be dating a 30-year-old woman.
No, but he's a huge piece of shit. Like, I mean, if you look at Mindy, people always feel bad for Mindy Kaling, but I think that Mindy's like, look, he's like my best friend, but like, I don't want to be in a relationship with this fucking guy. Like, I think that's what that situation more is. But Delany was
it could go either way because of this Delany Rowe thing. It leads me to believe that maybe there's more to the story with Mindy Kaling because this Delany Rowe thing, she basically is saying that, like, she's had to get on her knees and bow down to him and feel bad because she didn't want to be with him and then he didn't trust her.
He's manipulating her. This is what we've all done is we justify ourselves as being the bad guy so that he's more palatable. But she's like, he has manipulated her into being like, she's like, he made me realize that I wasn't open for a relationship. So I had to prove to him that I was ready. And it was on a podcast called Boy Problems. And the interviewer was like, okay. So yeah. Sounds fun. But Rebecca just said here in Berlin, where people don't like changes in plays, operas, show, etc., they all boo so loud and long. I'm always sitting there shocked. Well,
people boo?
Yeah, that's so weird because if you go to any Broadway show here, even if it's like sucks, people are standing
ovation.
Yeah, they're loving it. Because they're trying to justify the price that they paid for this fucking ticket.
People do full standing ovations at like every community theater.
But you should give standing ovations at community theaters. Everyone up there is trying.
I just think in general,
John sitting there, no.
People just give too many standing ovations.
Yeah.
Not everything needs a standing ovation.
Agree. Do you want to go into movie corner?
I wanted to tag this at the end of this to then transition into movie corner.
Sure. Okay. So Spaceballs, which is one of my favorite movies from my youth,
I've never actually watched it.
Oh, you would? Well, I don't know. I don't know how well these age. How well Mel Brooks comedy.
Mel Brooks comedy to me isn't that gay, and the times that it is gay, it's kind of like to make fun of gay people.
You don't think producer? Well, yeah, I guess the gay character in Producers is. I mean, it's just fully making fun of gays. I would argue that he's doing more Jewish jokes than anything.
Oh, he does. He skewers everyone, right? Yeah. But it's never really been my thing. But I'm excited actually for this. They're doing Spaceballs a sequel,
I
Spaceballs 2.
Yeah.
And it's going to have Mel Brooks. Not Mel Brooks. Is
I
that
thought he
his
was
name?
dead. Is he dead? Mel Brooks?
He's not dead. He's
Oh,
still alive. He's like
okay. Good for
90
him.
something.
Get it.
He's going to
Please.
be in the movie. Rick
Yoda.
Moranis is going to be in it.
Is he?
Yes.
He went like, do you know like his
He's
story?
retired.
He retired because his wife died and he wanted to raise his children. I'm obsessed with Rick Moranis. He looks
This
like
is
my
like
dad.
one of the first things he's coming back for. I
Yeah.
think Dan Aykroyd,
I'm
who
so
is
happy.
fine to me.
Yeah,
And then you know who's also I heard is going to be in it?
who?
Keke Palmer.
Okay. Josh Gad is writing it, which I find him a little annoying, but like I like that because that means because he's my age. So that means he grew up with Spaceballs. So like there'll be like a lot of reverence for the material. So I'm fine with that.
I'll be interested to see because I think it's going to be an Amazon Prime movie.
Oh, I'm so excited that Rick Moranis got me to cry. I'm gonna cry. I love Rick Moranis. No, really, because yeah. Anyway,
I love me
fun.
Rick Moranis. I mean, I was a
so
huge
great.
Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Honey, I Blew Up the Kid. Honey, We Shrunk Ourselves.
Honey, We
all
Shrunk
of
the
it.
Kids. Except now, as an adult, I can't watch the Auntie scene in Honey, I Shrunk the Kids.
The Auntie?
Where Auntie dies. Spoiler alert of Honey, I Shrunk
Oh.
the Kids. But yeah, it's like still too sad. All right, what'd you see?
Okay, I didn't actually see anything, but I'm going to talk about two things this week. Here's where I'm at, guys. Minnie Jones moans here. The two big movies that are out right now. All right, it's Lilo and Stitch, which I'm not seeing. Sorry,
You're in protest.
and it's the live action Lilo and Stitch, and then now the How to Train Your Dragon live action.
People are loving that.
Sure, but personally, the original How to Train Your Dragon movie, that is one of the movie theater going experiences I had that like rocked my world, as the old people say. Because I went to it in IMAX 3D and holy effing balls, was it amazing? And that all of the How to Train Your Dragon movies make me bawl. The second one, sobbing, his dad dies. Spoiler alert, guys.
Oh.
I just am like, can't we make original stories? That's where I'm at. So at least I'm holding strong that an original story is coming out this week in 2 days. It's called Elio, and it's about this kid who I believe he wears an eye patch in all of the things, the marketing. So I believe that's part of his deal. And not like a pirate eye patch, like a one for like an assistive eye patch. I don't know what exactly you call that. But then from what I've now seen, he basically gets abducted to this other planet. And because on Earth, he feels like an outsider, etc. Typical movie trope. But he goes up there. And then I think from what I can see from the previews, he meets another alien who doesn't have eyes or something.
Oh, that
Like
thing
those
next to him
things
right
on
there.
its head aren't eyes.
Okay.
And so I don't know if they become friends and then have to go against whatever. I'm sure whatever. I am excited for an original story that like is different because I love How to Train Your Dragon. I wanted to go, like, trust me, I was back and forth being like, should I go to it? Should I not? And I'm like,
go. Nothing's
rather
gonna
just watch the original.
Okay.
Rather
Well,
just watch the original.
All right. All right. Well,
I
what else?
agree. So that's why I think we should all go, even though it is a Disney Pixar, so it's not like we need to be like, it is a huge company. I think we need to
but Disney at least like is very supportive of the gays. They are. They have gay day.
Kinda.
Like more so. They have like gay characters and stuff. They're doing more than a lot of other companies are, I guess we'll have to give them. What else you got for movies that I feel
I'm
like
super excited about this, but you know what I'm really excited about? We're in the countdown.
Oh God.
In like 2 to 3 weeks, baby.
It's straight shit.
Jurassic World Rebirth. I think that's what it's called, with our baby, Jonathan Bailey. He's wearing some really cute glasses in the movie. He was asked about the glasses on the red carpet, and they're like, so what do you think about the internet's reaction to your slutty glasses or whatever? And he's like, oh, darling, you use the S word. Like, oh my God. I'm so glad that people are jizzing to my spectacles. Or he says something that is like, so I'm like, okay, honey, you can tone it down. You're not Jeff Goldblum. But here are a couple things that came out. First of all, he wore this to one of the premieres, and the internet's like,
oh God.
And I'm agreeing.
Flip-flops.
Why are we wearing flip-flops with pants?
I
don't
think
like
I think one of the biggest icks for me is when straight men mostly, but men wear jeans with flip-flops. I think it's gross.
Well, these are like black jeans with flip-flops.
Well,
It
I
looks
don't like
bad.
it. Yeah, it does.
What's, and I know this is a typical thing where it's like the women are always overdressed and the men are like way underdressed, but
Yeah.
it's very clear here too. I mean, Scarlett Johansson looks amazing. I also saw an interview on the red carpet where Scarlett Johansson is like, honestly, I have like been a fangirl of Jurassic Park forever. She's like, I would literally play dinosaurs, play a dino snack or something to be a part of the movie. So the fact that I get to be like the lead, I'm like shitting my pants about it, which I'm like, perfect. Now the internet is slightly confusing.
We're up in arms here. I said this to you last night and we were both like, Jesus.
Scarlett Johansson is on the red carpet. This is a TikTok. Scarlett Johansson
looking gorgeous, by the way.
She looks like an old Hollywood bombshell. She notices someone. She walks over to what looks like a vagabond on the street, which turned out to be Jonathan Bailey. Fine. He's hot, so I guess he's fine. But she goes over to him and she grabs his face and kisses him on the lips. Which, guys, if you didn't realize, which I guess most of the internet doesn't realize.
I guess not.
Yay. The comments under this TikTok are insane. First comment is like, what do you think her husband thinks about that?
I thought she was married. This is what women do.
Five comments down. That's called cheating.
Oh my God.
And guys, you know me, how I feel about cheating. I think it's terrible, but I'm also like, that's called cheating.
People are so ignorant.
For this?
Yeah.
To a gay man. And then someone will comment under it and be like, he's gay. And they're like, how am I supposed to know that? Okay. Minnie Jones moans, get off Chat GPT. This is my plea to everyone listening now. If you use Chat GPT for just about anything, could you please stop? Could you just go on Pinterest? I saw a TikTok of a girl who was like, I asked Chat GPT how I should decorate my countertop or something. And so you upload a photo. And
I saw that, but that was rage baiting though. That was very funny.
Was it?
I think she was being funny. But she also was like, this is going to piss people off. Because they did this like thing and then she like made a version of that, but it's like way busted.
It's way more busted and bad.
And people are fucking furious.
My question in general is like, you need Chat GPT to tell you to put 2 books on the counter with the ball on top of it? Like,
I don't have an artistic eye. My mom has decorated every house I'm in and I don't change anything.
Use Pinterest. Or just normal Google. I don't know why everyone needs to go to ChatGPT to ask you questions. Also, if you're using ChatGPT as your therapist, you need help.
Yeah, I saw that too. But let's move into TikTok, shall we?
Let's do it. Let's wrap it up.
Is your finger on it? Oh no, I'll do it.
No.
My finger.
TikTok, you don't stop.
Sorry, babe. My finger was on something else.
Yeah, it looked like your finger was somewhere. I didn't feel it. Okay. Okay, are you on this trend?
No.
Oh my God. This is every third video of mine. There's this trend where it's a girl posts a picture of herself and it goes, let's hear it for the man of the year. And the next thing will be like a voicemail from some piece of shit guy or like a text thread where he is just raging out. And so that's just the trend and real eye-opening. But I love looking at the comments because it's a lot of women supporting women and I always love reading.
Is it that eye-opening? Because
it's
you've experienced all of that.
It is shocking to me that again, I'm never really surprised. But then here's the second part of this is now people are taking this trend. And these are my most annoying people on the internet. Now people are taking the trend and showing pictures of a bunch of texts from their boyfriend, and you're scrolling and you're expecting it to get crazy. And then at the end, it's like, why do you like? That's it. He's a great guy. I love my boyfriend. And then I was like, okay, but. Or people in the comments will be like it'll be some girl who's being abused by her boyfriend, and the comments will be like, my man treats me like gold. It's like, okay,
You know what we need right now is we need to uplift men. They're the ones who are just in the
They're great,
shitter.
guys. They're trying.
Nothing is good for straight men. We need to fix it.
Also, I think typing, my boyfriend would never do this to me. Aren't you just asking for it to happen in that next week, really? Atticus, calm down.
I'm sure your boyfriend has done it to you, sweetie. Because most things like that are projection, it feels like. Guys, like Rebecca said, hey, add some comments.
Yeah, add some more comments, guys.
Do some other stuff. Hit like, hit all that. What's this? Oh,
that's
it's
just
another one.
Here, the man of the year.
They did a Pedro Pascal lookalike contest, guys. I thought these lookalike things were over.
No, they're not. But this is so.
Oh.
I'll get it. Pedro, this is the guy. I mean, he looks exactly like him. But then the follow-up to this,
he looks like the busted version of him. I'm sorry.
What a hater. This guy is the lighting designer for The Daily Show. So Jon Stewart was like, yeah, this was our lighting designer. And he's like, he's worked here for years. Never once crossed my mind that he looked like Pedro Pascal, but he like doesn't wear glasses like this or anything.
Okay, though here he looks better than this photo.
Right, it's a bad.
I don't like a muscle tee. I just don't.
Okay, well then here he really looks like him.
Here, yeah.
If I was like, oh, Pedro Pascal was on The Daily Show and I threw this picture up, you wouldn't even think of it. Like he looks exactly like him.
Hey, Steph. Yeah, guys, hit like, hit subscribe.
Yeah, hit like.
I'm gonna end it with two photos.
Got some butts.
Pretty sure this one, like, I don't know if you'll be able to. I don't know if I left that part on, but they said something about like. So fat I made my solid shorts sheer.
Oh, you were gonna say shit.
Oh, wait,
my solid shorts.
So fat I made my solid shorts sheer. And so it's basically like the more that they scroll down, like, can you see their hole, guys? Anyway.
This is a great way to round it up. Is the verdict in? Jesus Christ, you're cock teasing.
I think she's not guilty, right? That's what they said.
Not guilty, but what does the jury think about it? Does anyone know? Last chance, guys. Throw it in the chat.
Guilty and not guilty verdict in, y'all.
Verdict. Okay, Jody, don't fuck with us. Okay, what is it? Not guilty. Are you fucking with us?
Maybe. Okay. We're hoping.
I think it's not guilty. Yay! And
is it?
I don't know. Jody's a troll.
Guys, is it not guilty or what?
It's only guilty. Oh, yeah, okay, good. This is right. Yes, this is what I thought it would be. Only guilty of operating under influence or whatever with probation. Great times. She's done enough. This has been like her life of the past 2 years. So yay, Jody, we're going to have to do some like special episode where you just talk for 2 hours and I just sit there like, looking like an idiot. John's got nothing. He's like,
speaking of special episodes, guys, this is your one of your last chances. One of your last chances to join our Patreon, to join and be a part of our Pillow Talk Live episode this Sunday. The link will be posted over there at patreon.com/podandthecity.
Woo! I'm adding the Karen Reed live verdict to our
I'm tired now.
Show notes now. Ooh. All right. I love you guys.
We love you guys.
You guys are amazing. Check out everything Patreon, all that stuff. You guys know what to do. What?
Two things. Stick around here.
Yes.
And leave a comment after the fact. It really helps us. Also, could you go back and watch one of our other episodes and leave a comment? Also, recently, my Open That Doll TikTok, I hit 1,000 subscribers. Woo! Which means I could start monetizing, except I don't have enough watch hours because I only post minute and 2 minute long videos. So if you're a helping person, could you go over there and watch some of my videos or just like let them play in the background to help me build up my watch hours? Love you guys.
Love you guys so much. Have a wonderful week. We'll see you next time. And remember to think of some more cat names, except I think I'm going with Che Diaz.
Che Diaz. It's done. We're done and done.
I'm trying to imagine telling my mom, his name is Che Diaz. And she's like, so is that what I have to call him now? All right. Enjoy the week, guys. Love you. Bye.
Love you. Bye.